Hello, everybody, and welcome to Shaman Sunday. That's really not me, guys. I had you fooled. That's not me. This is me. Not me, me. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Shaman Sundays. I am your host that is finally feeling better after 2 weeks, Brandon Cooper. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We also have our special guest. Look at the camera. Bob Ross, ladies and gentlemen. He decided to come by. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Dina, hi. You're always like the first one to pop in. You know, you get one of these. So, we had a little scheduling conflict with Jereme Leonard. It is the gnome, Becky. I'm your favorite gnome. So, scheduling conflict with Jereme Leonard. He will be coming on in January 8th. Kimmy, hi. So, I had to kind of struggle last minute, but I got a really big fill-in guest. You have seen him on 28 Days Haunted on Netflix. And full disclosure, when I put out the quick ad, I left out the capital G in his name, and he is the big G. He's my big G homie. So let's go ahead and bring him up. Let's bring up Aaron G. Thompson.
Yes, I'm actually I'm the stunt double for Jeremy. So
I love it.
Yeah. That's my role. I take the scratches.
Oh yeah, I guess you do. That's a shame, man.
I know.
Oh
man, it feels good. Yeah, thank you. It's like I'm hanging with Mr. Cooper over here.
Oh, I love it. I love that the show didn't last very long either.
You never heard that phrase?
I haven't ever. Well, you know, it's starting to phase out. Like people, the younger people. Carol, hi.
Hello, Brandon.
Hello, Clarice.
Hello.
But yeah, so I see you're enjoying an adult beverage in a very festive background.
Thank you.
It looks great. It first of all, I'm gonna plug your ring. Look, everybody. Aaron,
thank you.
Big G Thompson made this, and it's freaking amazing.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, man, I'm loving it, and it's personal. It's personal to me. You know, it's a one-off, and it really fits not only like Brandon the guy, but the shaman side as well. So,
you know, and I felt even building it up. A lot of these the rings, it's kind of like a side passion project. I didn't think would be able to be launched because it takes a lot of work and luckily the show gave me the exposure, as you know, and I pitched it out there. A lot of feedback. So I've been doing that, and I treat it like a tattoo artist. So every design, you know, I speak with the person individually. It's built up, it's created, and then schematic is done. On to the next.
Exactly. And Deanna just said one ring to rule them all, and I believe I said that when we were talking. It is.
I got one ring too.
Yeah, there it is.
And my planchette on my hand. Because, you know, why not, guys?
I mean, why not, right? So I'm loving it. I got a new tattoo. Can we see it? Can we do this?
I can't.
I can't.
Oh, my gosh. It's too cool for TV.
Yeah, it just won't happen. Sorry, guys. Okay. I'll take a picture and put it up.
The exact sensory.
Well, it's a dinosaur wearing a sombrero.
That's the perfect tattoo. I love it.
My daughter drew it up, and she's like, "Hey, will you get this?" And I'm like, "Of course."
That's fun. That's so fun. You know, I kind of like that idea.
Yeah. So, Doug, thanks, buddy.
Doug has a ring coming up. I'm actually just spoke with him a little while ago to build up his. So yeah.
Oh, Nick said that you refused to make a special seat. I got to that point, and
You know what? I didn't refuse. It's just there's not one small enough to actually make it.
it's horrible. They don't make negatives.
I can't believe that. Nick,
We just,
I love you.
we just went there, and you know why we
Yeah.
went there? Because I haven't lit the sage yet. I
Yeah.
always light the sage at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
So, where's my camera? Here's the sage. We're gonna light it. We're gonna put the good vibes out there for everyone, especially because a lot of people have been sick, and the holiday stress is upon us. So this goes out to everyone. There you go. We are lit now.
We are
Now
lit.
now we can do this.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I know what I used to say. I said, what smudge gotta do with it. Bum bum. What smudge but a second-hand evocation?
Yeah. I sparked some sage. I sprinkled some sage on my pizza tonight. That's good. That's good.
That's delicious.
I like that. Light it up. Oh, hot nuts. Hey, Nathan. Hey, Nathan, my man. So I was with Nathan in a town called Hamlet, North Carolina.
Jereme.
And we were investigating together last weekend and the weekend before last. Anyway, so we walked up to set up the DVR, and there's this thing sitting there, like an old sign from the 30s that says hot nuts. And of course, I say that's what they used to call me in high school. And
I was
okay.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Right. So anyway, I'm so glad. I think this might be Nathan's first time watching my show. So welcome, Nathan. So let's talk. Let's see. What do we want to talk? Let's start with okay. All right. Here's the basic podcast question. What got you started in paranormal?
The television show Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Yeah, it was. That's right.
And it was basically just the desire to find out in the large scale meaning of life, and my gateway drug there was, do ghosts exist, yes or no? All parties I asked were 50-50 split down the middle with the answer just because. So if you want something done, you got to do it yourself. And I started going out there, and honestly, I didn't believe in spirits and ghosts and the woo-woo and all that fun stuff. I thought it was psychology, a lot of psychology. It's in your head. We're adults. We're living in an overactive, fearful element nation world. And we just get scared when it's time to croak. And I'm like, I do not want to live that life. So I didn't believe, again, I didn't believe, ghosts and spirits and afterlife and all that stuff was really plausible. However, here I am going on 24 years. I'm still researching it. And there's some elements, there's some layers and some value with this. Afterlife does exist in quite a unique context. But yeah, we're immortals, just maybe a little bit different than a lot of people assume.
Well, I say it all the time, especially as a shaman. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed. So we may pass from this physical realm, but we're never gone.
Well, and the fun thing with that statement, Einstein actually on his deathbed, and I really got to get the name of the author who was writing his final words in a sense, but he looked at him and said, "How would you feel if you misled the entire world?" So this is Einstein, Albert Einstein. About 10 years prior, someone came out with an equation that really knocked out a lot of his theories. Made him null, including the theory that you and I ran with for so many years. So a lot of people still run with theory of relativity. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. Only transfer energy. It makes perfect sense. But if you look at the overall mechanic, and I'm actually collaborating with the leading scientists of free electricity, my algorithm through the taboo data that Nick and I have collected actually brought me in contact with them. And they had the same algorithm that I had, just different verbiage. So they utilize the downward flowing ether as a structure, and it's kind of cool because they have a or now I do have an experiment that can actually visualize this. So energy itself makes more sense to be perpetually made or created and destroyed at the same exact time. So as my hand raises, whoop, created, destroyed. So what's in the middle? What's in the middle? That's where the downward flowing ether comes in, or as I would call it, the mass consciousness. So that's really what's controlling perpetual motion, inertia, gravity in a larger scheme. These are ideas that are in context, and again, I have some experiments that can visualize this, but hopefully, they don't keep making me do underwear push-ups, and I can actually get some good stuff out in the world.
Right, yeah, and we're going to talk about that later.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. So, but that interests me.
It's fascinating.
So, I know that you will be a guest speaker at my Paracon in March.
Yes.
Are you going to do any of those type experiments?
It's in March, and since I'm hyper focusing on the reincarnation and the idea that I can actually research and drive what I love doing, what Nick and I love doing so much in this world, afterlife research. Honestly, I don't know if I'll have it ready by then. It's more of an end of the year, maybe next year. But I'm going to work on it, and if it pops, I'll. And hell, I can still demonstrate the experiment. I can do all the components. The outcome may not come, but it's actually it's oh gosh, if it goes correctly, I'll be able to manifest an entity in front of everyone's face. So there's that.
That would be awesome. And we have a question here. Lorna asked, where exactly would one assume we go once we leave our flesh?
Downward flowing ether. I would say it's downward flowing ether. So I always tell people ghosts and spirits actually don't exist in the context that we feel that they exist. They tend to be a biological reaction of the consciousness separating from the vessel upon expiration, leaving like an echo or imprint, basically a smart photo with AI capabilities. So grandma's perfectly fine, but Metallica got it right. Her memory remains, and
nice.
We can through intent we can create that monster of grandma and keep her in her funk, because mind you, everything's emotionally controlled, right? And emotions are 100% controlled by the lobe system that we have, highs and lows. So when we're out of our vessel, there's no need to have our biology dictating what we need. Kind of like a frog, when the consciousness is out of that, it doesn't need to be that. A leaf, extraterrestrial we can't see, it's all the same old. It's cosmic, all connected. So we just go into this big cycle, and that's when reincarnation, lack of a better word, comes in play. And the control element of that, I don't have a theory on or an idea.
And you froze up just a little bit.
But I have some hear me.
Wait. Yep. Okay. There we go.
Are you good? Okay. Cool. Yep. So through the talkie boxes, Nick actually asked a really cool question. It was a question that we actually asked quite a bit, either I or him. He happened to ask it this time. Tell us something that us humans don't know in this world. And it was kind of a cool response. It was started off with what do you want the world to know? Something along those lines. And the one that I hooked on to was, you get sucked up, and that's where babies come from. Man, it blew my mind, right? Because I had it was such a goofy phrase. I had no clue what it meant. I held on to it for a year until I started digging into more quantum stuff. Yep. And then it started making sense, even getting to the ether world, where if the energy, we'll say, lack of a better word, energy, the consciousness is all around us, biology kicks in, conception happens, boom, it sparks that battery now, or that fuel now is into the car or the vessel, and that vessel can now drive and move until it expires, and then it's back into the ether.
That's a fascinating theory that I would like to explore more with you at some point. That's amazing. Oh, let's switch gears for a second and let's talk about this.
Oh my gosh, that's my book.
Yes, let's talk about your book. I love it, by the way.
Okay, so Nick harasses me because I say I'm an author, right? I'm an author.
Well, you are. And
but it's the most haunted toilets in all of Midwest.
Right.
Did you hear me? The most haunted toilets in all of Midwest, because that was a hilarious joke. But thanks, potty humor. Yeah, so I wanted to do a kids book, and I think the idea behind the kids book. So it's Boo Hoo, a Ghost Crier story. Ghost Crier was the name of a team that Nick and I ran together, and it was basically like Town Crier, but Ghost Crier. So we want to share the news of the paranormal the best way we can. That was always the goal. We didn't want to be isolated to the Midwest so-and-so or the Chicago Ghost Hunters. You know, not to say that those aren't bad, but we had bigger scenarios.
Apparently, Nick is picking on you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's because he loves me. If he didn't, then I'd question it.
There you
go. So Ghost Crier, you know, was the name that came up with, and so Boo Hoo is basically a story of a child who finds identity. That's the core of it. Child who finds identity. But in our world, we want to stick with ghost hunting, so it's under the layer of ghost hunters and a child ghost. So basically, the child ghost finds identity through these ghost hunters who happen to be Nick, I, and Jared, a pretty badass cameraman I ran with for a long time, and also did the illustration on the project. Really cool guy. But yeah, it was something I wanted to complete, to say I did it, right, instead of saying I want to do that and never do it. Does that make sense? It's all about action for us.
Yep.
So
what was the inspiration behind it?
Other child's book that I wanted to make beforehand called Oh Dear, about us adults explaining to children why there's dead deer on the road.
Okay.
So that idea was going to be they just draw with red crayons in the wilderness, and sometimes they get really tired when they get near the road and they fall down and their crayons melt around them, and that was the idea. That's so like that, like child like element was. I am not. I would be honored to be the next Blimpo or whatever. So that was the idea, or at least the enthusiasm to do a child's book. And then in 2015, I just sat in a coffee shop and I pinned down Boo Hoo, because I wanted to stick it to basically a ghost. I wanted to not throw my focus to so many different elements, because in my mid 2000s, I was in a metal band. I was doing ghost hunting. I turned down ghost hunters thing back then, or there's complications, but I did ghost hunting, a band, and I did my theater, did acting and stuff like that. So all those are like full-time jobs, but they don't pay. So I had to have a real job. Right. I owned my own company. Actually, I owned my own video game rent center back then. Yeah, it's pretty cool. But the problem was I was jack of all trades, master of none. So I needed to focus on one subject. And I've always been consistent with ghost hunting. It's always been ghost hunting in all my elements. So I just kind of honed in on that. And doing ghost hunting, paranormal investigating, afterlife research, whatever you want to call it, it's allowed me to focus on all those aspects. Because when I like theater and stuff like that, the real thing about theater is presentation. I like to present. Well, ghost hunting gives me the ability to present. So now I get that fix. Music-wise, I like music. Music was that artsy scenario. Well, there's plenty of elements, ring making and beyond, that I can remain and do more artsy stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. Did I answer your
Well,
question?
yes, it did, and I guess we share another passion. I am a metal
Uh-oh.
drummer.
Oh, I did some either black eyeliner, long hair, long brown hair. Oh yeah, I got some
Nice.
pictures.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been playing drums for let's see, oh God, 25 plus years. So
Oh my gosh, yeah, you are. I self taught myself because someone said I couldn't do it, so I
right,
did it. That's that's that's
I
me
love
being
it.
stubborn. I know. It's like what? What do you mean I can't do it? I
Yeah,
can
well,
do it.
you just watch. You just sit down and watch.
Yeah, jerks.
Yeah, bunch of bass. Irene, hello.
Ugh. I ran into an old theater person of mine. He was kind of a douche, honestly. Can you hear me? I lost you, I think.
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
If you can hear me, what number am I thinking of?
4. I
Nothing.
lost you. Okay, there we go. Wait,
Come on, Irene.
I got you back. I think. Do I have you? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Shaman Sundays, where we have technical difficulties. Hey, there you are. You're back. Sort of.
No.
I think you're. No. Okay, yeah. Yep. Waiting. There you go. There you are. There you are. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? How about now?
I can. I can hear you. I can see you.
Okay.
Good. Whew.
Okay, we're back. Hey, you know what? You're never gonna lose me. I'm always here. Yeah, it is the internet connection. So let's talk. I know you've done several interviews about 28 days. And
hey, I'm back.
Yeah, there you are. Yeah. It's funny how that works. So I would say, and I know that you've done several podcasts and interviews about 28 Days Haunted, which is an amazing show.
So let's talk about the 29th day.
Well, you know what? I'm actually going to get there. Because I want to know.
You know what?
Oh, yeah. Hey, we're moving.
I'm moving closer to the Wi-Fi.
Hey, there you are.
Hey, I'm closer to the Wi-Fi, I think, theoretically, because I'm closer to the building. So, hi, world.
There we go. Hi. So, if you haven't seen 28 Days Haunted, you live under a rock and something's wrong.
Yeah.
But let's talk about what we didn't see.
29th day.
The 29th day. The paranormal hangover, as it were.
It lasted so long.
Yeah, it had to be like the worst. Tell us about the aftermath.
Okay, so I made a mistake of doing. I did a convention in Nevada. It was a really cool place, really cool people, really cool hosts. But it was a month, I think, so a month after I was back. I didn't expect the hangover to last, half a year.
Right.
I was so, I didn't, it's like, and I couldn't talk about it, so it was weird. It's like I wanted to ghost hunt, but I didn't, and I was there, but when people got too close and got excited and into my space talking about what we love, I just like energy vampires left and right.
Right.
It was rough. It was rough. I wanted to isolate myself even more after this, just because I couldn't talk to anyone about it and no one really would get it. Like, you did what? What? For how long? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's
So
I mean
yeah.
that just a 3-day event hangover is like takes me a week to get over. I couldn't imagine 28
Oh.
straight days, like no break. You guys got no break, no
And
nothing,
and
right?
and the anxiety kind of hit a little bit near the end for me as we're wrapping up, and we're doing our thing in the house, which is fine. And then I just realized, all three of us have like the whole weight of a multi-million-dollar project on our shoulder. and
Right.
and thinking about that in that context at that moment was not very good for my head, because I'm just like, oh crap, should a ghost manifest now? Like, what's going on? Like,
Right.
I mean, shit went down, but nonetheless, it was, that stuff's so unpredictable. Even if you're hitting it for as long as you can, we've got some great stuff that sadly the world is never going to see. And to me, that breaks my heart, because as a researcher, I rather have that stuff than the narrative that they went with. Though it was a cool narrative, and I think the stuff that they got could have complemented that narrative, but they just didn't have the time. They didn't have a slotted time.
Right.
And if you think about it, there's only three characters. There's only three characters in the entire show, and people were so shocked with this. The three characters were the locations.
Right.
We were limbs of the locations. That's all we were. It didn't matter what we did ghost hunting wise. It was that we were there and how we reacted over a time period. That was what, watching it, what it came out to be. So
And then
yeah.
we had a we had a good question from Jamie Lynn. I'd like to know how he came across interviewing for 28 days, and ultimately what made you decide to do it, and how did they pick your groups?
Well, Nick and I, we were always going to go together. That was kind of our gimmick. We knew each other, right? So I always knew I had a buddy that went in with me, and it was such a long process. It was like 7 months of like heavy interviews, and heavy at the beginning, like radio silence in the middle, and super heavy at the end, and it was intense. We had to do 100-word psychology, like psychological test.
Yep.
And then we had to talk to a psychiatrist via video for like an hour and a half the next day. Yeah, to make sure we're really okay.
Right.
There was one question that was kind of funny, because it read, it was like check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, most likely, not likely at all, what the in betweens.
Yeah.
So the question was, you think about death every day. I'm like, wait, is this a standardized test, or is this made for me? So I thought way too long of that question. I chose by going never, or whatever that one. I'm like, nope. Hey, I passed. So
nice. Yeah. Well, that's kind of a trick question for a paranormal investigator.
Well, and again, it was standardized, so I don't know if they would have looked at it differently if I would have went the other angle. But it was, of course, why would you take an opportunity like this, right? For me, it's always been getting exposure, right? I've always lacked the exposure because of the avenues that I was on. I mean, I've always done the research, and nothing was going to stop me from doing the research. I've gotten in contact with the scientists without having a TV show. I've gotten in contact. I've got a TED Talk selected without having a TV show. I've made a book without having a TV show. I've met some people. I've produced some stuff on my own without having a TV show, besides, I guess, that TV show. So I didn't rely on anyone, but I wasn't getting the exposure because there's so much noise out there. When I mean noise, I don't mean derogatory. I just mean there's a lot of content. And how are you going to focus? There's a lot of ancestral moments. People are very ancestral to their own brand. So say the Chicago team, using Chicago again, they love the Chicago ghost hunting world. The East Coasters love the East Coasters. West Coasters love the West. I mean, it seems in general so to get the East Coasters to see Midwesters and the West Coasters to see Midwesters, and I mean that was a tougher pull.
Right.
When people saw Nick and I and what we can do, they were hooked. But it's about getting that exposure that we just weren't able to do. So Netflix, oh my God, can you have a larger network? When they pitched the idea, and I interviewed for them the first time, and we got Nick involved with this, I was so confident that we crushed it the first time. So confident. There was not a worry in my head that we didn't get, because if they didn't choose us, I already knew they didn't choose the best people for the project. This is in my head, right? Because I'm so confident in what I do. Like you are as well with just what you do. That's kind of what we have to do, you know. Not to say other people aren't doing good things, and that's not the narrative. The narrative, they're talking to me. This is the moment, and I'm the best aspect for this moment. So
exactly.
So so there's no doubt. And I remember they said they'll get to us by the end of May. And this was like February, March, to let us know if we move forward, blah, blah, blah. Again, I'm confident we are already moving forward. So Nick was a little worried, I think, and same with the other person that was with us at the time. And it comes, we're about the 20th or so of May, and get a text, I think it was from Nick. And he's like, yo, we haven't heard anything yet. And I'm just like, let's give it. They said end of May. I go, it's probably going to be May 29th or whatever, 30th. It's going to be like the last day, but they're going to do it. They're going to do it. That's how they work.
Right.
And I tell you what, the last day of May, we got an email. There we go. Here we go. So we just kind of moved forward from there. And yeah, we bit. You know, we wanted to take this opportunity, especially to be in a location for 28 days straight and doing what we love doing. No one, I don't think, would understand what that is because we did it. I had no clue the exhaust. And you run out of tactics. You're trying to be creative. You know, we love our spirit boxes, but in the TV world, do you really want to hear a bunch of gargly goop the entire time? Sure, I might. But the world doesn't. They want silent moments.
Yeah.
And you know, we just so some adjustments. But again, Nick, he got some of the best spirit box communication I've ever heard out of any TV show, out of any YouTube, out of anything on site that wasn't displayed, and it breaks my heart. I've had some of the best experience physically that I've ever seen. Again, wasn't displayed. Like this TV show, 28 Days Haunted, had the potential to show some of the best shit ever seen. Sorry, best stuff ever seen.
You're good.
You know, hands down. But they chose a really good narrative, and it has stuff. It could have been the best. It really could have been, at least from my perspective, right? Because not to say the other shows didn't have really good stuff that wasn't presented as well. So I understand that, and I get it.
Yeah, you know, and you know, like us in the paranormal world, we know what we want to see. You know, what would be great for us. But I mean, I get it. You know, the general public that doesn't know much about it. Yeah, I get it, but still, I wish they
it's heartbreaking.
I wish they would do like a deleted scenes or something.
That would be, yeah. Or even like an individual, like a 2-hour block on each of the locations. So I think all of them had a lot of stuff that was left on the table. I know for a fact they do. And it's interesting to see like people in the paranormal field disregard folks that get these opportunities, such like myself and Nick and Sean, who I now know personally. We've all worked our tails in the field for years, right? Someone, and people, actually, someone at the convention, really sweet lady, and it was a genuine question, but she goes, "So what are you? Are you a ghost hunter?" I'm like, "Well, I prefer afterlife researcher, but yeah, I guess I'm a ghost hunter." And she goes, "Oh, so do you start calling yourself that after the show?" And I'm like, "What do you mean by that?" That's a weird question. And she assumed that I was just some model that they took to do the show, and and yeah, that was my first run-in with the dead. No, girl, it's been since 1999, and I got VHS tapes of all the unsolved mystery
Right?
ghost stories still in storage. I collect them more of a trophy now, or I hold them more as a trophy now. But yeah, no, I've been in a hot beat so far. Um, I just happen to have good genes, and I've been hitting the gym a lot lately. So leave me alone, people.
I like it. I like it a lot. Is what I
Thank
like.
you.
So, it wasn't long ago that you were at the Velisca Axe Murder House
Ooh,
with
yes.
with our friend Big Sexy Rexy.
Ah, he is big and sexy, and his name is Rexy.
I like it. Tell us about your experiences at the Velisca Axe Murder House.
You know, the one thing I realize I need to purchase is like winter ghost hunting clothes because it was cold. And I do not do cold well. I am alive, and this is my vessel, guys, and it does not take cold as well as some other vessels. So leave me alone, world. But I was
Right.
freezing, and that impacted my ability to do my job on site, which I did well. I think we did a live moment where we got some really cool EMF detectors reacting super cool. Um, but that was a brief moment, and really that only moment was on the camera. Um, we had a lot of good communication, a lot of clear communication, which was really cool. But any big wow moments, I was so cold to focus on like experiments that were
Yeah.
appropriate. Um, I was there prior, like years previous. Nick and I were there, and we did a huge thing, and we had a lot of good stuff at that moment. Um, one of them was we caught on camera entity actually hugging me, and it was such a fantastical like scenario to see my reaction, to hear the spirit box react at the same time I am the way it does, and the our camera operator. One of them was actually Josh Hurd, who is the owner of Melbourne Manor, and he had a first time on that situation where he felt a hand actually touch him on the shoulder when he was running the camera. At the moment, I was pretty much getting the hug type thing. It was quite a moment. Um, so I was really expecting to kind of go all in, but it was just so freaking cold. It was so cold.
Right. And it happens. It happens, and I hate
Oh,
that. But
I had a beard
so
like yours, a massive beard. That would have been
it
fun.
would you would have been great. You'd have been perfect.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know, I know.
Yeah. I can loan it. I can loan it to you next time. Yeah.
Deal, deal.
Okay. Good. So we're talking locations, and I would be remiss if I didn't ask you about the YMCA.
Oh yes. Oh my gosh. So the Dan Viner Furniture in Rock Island, Illinois, was an old YMCA, 1912. Um, I came across that location. Lisa is the owner. Dan, who built the company with Lisa, he passed away unfortunately a few years back. And Lisa does a fantastic job. Such a sweetheart. The best owner of a haunted location you could ask for. One of the best. You know, there's a few that I just swear by. She's one of them, top tier. It's a diamond. For paranormal researchers, go into a facility and get such instant reply to the environment, to the unseen, and the type of data that I'm able to pull from this place is unreal. I got this one moment where I felt three heat beams hit my face, and the whole time that they're hitting my face, I think I lost you. I think I lost you.
No, I got you. You're back. You're back.
Baby, come back. You can blame it all
Baby, come back.
on me.
You can blame it all on me. I was wrong, and I just can't live without you. Aaron, come back. How about now?
Me.
Now? Now? I mean, I can keep singing. I know that's why people tune in to see the gnome. Okay, so
Okay.
hey, there he is. Wow.
Hey, so What part of
and gentlemen,
YMCA did
Aaron
we
G.
get?
Thompson.
Hi guys, 28 Days Order. I said.
You were talking about the owner, Lisa, how top tier she was.
Oh yeah. Thank you. Okay, cool. So yes, Lisa's wonderful. So this place is a diamond. It's absolute diamond in an investigative sense. We pull so much phenomenal data from this place. I felt 3 beams hitting me in the face. At the same time, I heard a moan loudly in my ear, and this is not EVP standpoint or spirit box. This is straight up disembodied voice. I'm feeling something and hearing something that blows my mind. I mean, I don't even understand how to do that. I need more data regarding that scenario, but it's fascinating that there's such a compression of waves that I would feel a heat burn and hear like a record play in a sense.
Right.
And that's just one of many. Yeah, one of many things that have happened. We've seen anomalies there I've caught. Rex has caught some of the best photos that I've seen at the facilities. It's gonna, when I finally, next TV show I'm in, I've gotta push that location, man, because it's just good. If they want good TV and good data, let us do that location.
Well, and now you've got some sway. You got a little pull because you got some.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's awesome. Oh. Okay, so let's get to the bucket list question. If you could go anywhere, money is no object. Where would you go to hunt? Your number one.
I don't know the name of the castle. I'll take Nick with me because why not? And I love you, Nick. All right, so I'll take it with me. But Vladimir's castle.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, I think that would just be so cool. I mean, there might be a language barrier, but I think if we talk into the consciousness aspect, it'll be able to translate. We'll be able to pick up appropriate reads.
Yeah, that's on my bucket list too. As a matter of fact, one of the guests that's coming to the Paracon in March, I had to reach out to him for a question, right? And he goes, "Well, I can't answer that right now because I'm currently in Romania." And I'm like, I hate you. Is what? Because I want to be there. Yeah.
You'll make it. You'll get there.
Well, now, which castle? The one that's...
I don't know. I don't know the name of the castles, honestly. I just know Vlad himself and how terrible he is. And he's lived in the structures, and I would like to... it sounds morbid, but I'd like to be by the spikes.
Pipes.
Spears.
See, I would like to do like a tour. Like they've got where he grew up in the town that he grew up in. There's that castle or that fortification is still there.
There's the one castle that he actually, they said that his acoustics in the hallway were 7 bodies being penetrated completely nude through the anal hole.
Yep.
And it would take about 17 hours for them to die. And he would always have 7 people, so you hear the screams. Like that was his acoustics. That was his radio. Yep. Morbid.
Yes, wow. And I think that's the castle that's up on like the hill. I don't know what it's called either. Maybe I should look it up.
No, nonsense. Yeah. I'm still here.
Vladimir, one of my ancestral grandfathers.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
We're speaking of practically morbid royalty.
Morbid royalty. That's amazing. That's a good... I've asked that question to several people, and nobody's come up with the son of the dragon. And so I like that. That's
good.
Yeah.
Did you know I'm related to a famous outlaw? I mean, it's no Vladimir. Yeah. Billy the Kid. He's my, I believe, 4X uncle.
That's pretty cool.
Direct bloodline. if you look at old pictures, like there's actually more pictures coming out. Yeah, I don't know. It's a stretch, but you kind of see some of the resemblance.
I could.
I mean, there's that one ugly picture that's out there. Don't compare me to that one, but there's some other better ones.
Well, see, that's pretty cool. I need to do that whole spit in the tube DNA thing. I haven't done that yet. My wife did it, and it's pretty interesting. I already knew she was Irish, but my God, is she Irish?
She's all the Irish.
Yeah, she's like the Irish. She is Ireland apparently, according to 23andMe.
Jeez.
So, yeah. So there's no point in me going. I just look at the wife, and there's Ireland.
Yeah, there you go. Like it.
I love it. So, okay, let's mention these one more time. I know we're getting close, and I know that you have a time constraint. But the rings, where can people, if they want them, how do they go about that?
Now, hopefully next week I'll make it a little bit easier, but it's really super exclusive because I don't know when I'm going to quit making the rings. Right? It's getting me by for the moment. They're all personal. They're high quality. I'm a big fan of them, and you go pretty much any social media, but a lot of people do it off of Facebook. They jump to Facebook and they say, "Hey, I want one of those," and we start the process there. So DM for right now. Hopefully I'll make things a little easier. On my website, has some instructions too. If you go to the website, which you can find on my social spots. So,
well, can you tell us where all can we find you?
You see, you're at the @TisMeAaronG. That's been hovering by my face part. If you really do that on any social media, including LinkedIn and I think Xbox too, you can find me. That's me. I'm mostly active on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook right now, but I'm going to pull everything, actually the Patreon, very soon. So that's going to be my big next step on transforming afterlife research to something huge.
Thank you, Carol. And hang out, because I will have to let Aaron go here shortly because he has prior engagements. However, I'm going to hang out for a minute. I got some stuff to talk about. But I wanted to seriously thank you so much for jumping in last minute and helping out. I'm super glad that we met, and I think we hit it off. You're my buddy. I told you first time we met, there's something.
Yeah.
And everybody that is coming to my Paracon in March, you will be able to meet Aaron, capital G. Oh, look, there it is. The Haunting at the Mill Paracon, March 24th through 26th. Tickets are on sale now. And I think Aaron's going to actually camp with us. So,
this is true. Yes.
So it's going to be like unprecedented access to the talent. And there's no extra. A lot of people charge for these little get-together campfires or whatever. No, we're hanging. We're chilling. We're going to be there. You know
what? This is, at the end of the day, yeah, sure. I need to, trying to make this a career type scenario, but I'm a nerd. I research. You take moments and you rock out with good people like Brandon. And, just building rapport and just moving the field one step at a time.
Yep. And that's all we can do. As long as we're moving forward, that's all anybody can ask.
Right.
And there's a saying that I do that usually when I end my show, but I'm going to say it a little early because I think it may mean something to you. But
okay.
I always say that it's not about surviving the storm, but it's how you dance in the rain, brother.
I like it. I love it, man. Thank you. That's nice.
Yeah, man. And again, thank you so much. Thank you for being. I'm a nobody, man, and then
nonsense.
Big Aaron G jumping in to save the day. So I mean, I thank you not only for your friendship, but just for everything. Thank you, man.
I couldn't do this without you or without your listeners, honestly. This opportunity came on I'm never going to. It's huge. This whole thing's bigger than everyone else, and I just happen to be in an avenue that hopefully allows me to do the research a little bit further. So thank you.
Yeah, thanks, man. And I know you got to go, so we'll let you
Yep.
jump off. But thank you,
Cool.
brother.
Love you guys. Peace.
Later. Wow, that was actually a God. Why does my nose ring do this every time? That was a pretty good show there, Aaron. For those of you that tuned in late, we had a little scheduling conflict with Jereme Leonard. However, he will be on January 8th. And I have some equipment that I need to debut. So if you'll bear with me, I have to go behind the bear and grab it. So I'll be right back. Carl, can you like talk to him? Come up, talk to him, fill it in. Thank you.
Yeah, that's no problem. Folks, while he's getting the equipment down at the bottom, remember the Born No Travel Required SuperCon. It's a paranormal convention. December 2nd and 3rd from 5 to 10 p.m. here on the Bill of Rights Network. And you'll find us on Things Network and probably on Japan Paranormal. But we have about 12 to 14 different speakers that will be on different times both days there. So if you want to see how Paracon goes, join us with all our guests on there. And you'll be able to ask them questions. So stay tuned. They'll be showing some of their merch on there. I know Brandon and KD will be showing some of their equipment that they have for sale. I'm sure we'll have a video of Aaron's rings up there for sale. A lot of different things coming around like that. But thank you, Tracy. Yeah, I'm the man behind the curtain. I'm the one that owns the Bill of Rights Network and produce all the shows that we have on the network. So you can watch us over there and find all the shows that's pin posted at the top. So we've got all that. We'll see what Brandon's bringing back in now as soon as he puts his ears on.
Whew. I had to run all the way downstairs, guys, to get this equipment. This is what happens when I set up for the show and then I start playing with my equipment.
That's what happens to a little short gnome that has to run down the stairs.
Oh my God, I thought us gnomes had magical powers, but we don't. So, guys, I want to show you my new Horn Paranormal SLS camera setup. And the Shaman, yeah, you would think we would have it. Check this out, guys.
That is awesome.
Completely hand designed by Scott Horn from Horn Paranormal.
Awesome.
I believe this is his new design. Also, he has these are EM pumps that he has designed. He has them for sale. They're like originally $12,000, I think, but or 13 million, I think. But he's got them on sale now for around 400, just because you guys are viewers. So it's went from $13 trillion to like around 400. So look, I turned it on. It's super easy. The SLS is. I saw a stick figure on my ceiling and another one by the lamp, and I'm like, well, go figure. It worked right out of the box. This EM pump is amazing. You turn it on and you get a tri-field by it, and it's producing up in the hundreds of milligauss.
Really?
Yes, 102 to 105 is what I got.
So in other words, don't place it by your bed and turn it on.
I would not. I actually
have the massive headache and nightmares of your life.
Yeah, so I would not do that. let's see, Kimberly, if you're still on, can you
Hey,
tell
we could
us?
do that. Hey,
Yeah,
when Aaron gets down there, he's going to be sleeping in a tent.
I should put it right beside his tent.
Yeah, outside the tent.
Well, and we will actually have Scott and Kimberly Horn from Horn Paranormal. They're actually coming out in March.
Oh, good.
I get to go see them in February in South Dakota for an event that we've got going on.
Yeah.
Scott or Kimberly, could you put up your website so I can promote your $40 trillion
Scott
SOS
knows
camera?
it'll give you a headache. I'll bet it will.
Yeah, when he was kind of designing it, we were talking, and he said it gave him a headache, and I couldn't wait for a headache.
Hey, you got any special deals going over at Supernatural Inc.?
Oh yeah, as a matter of fact, we do tomorrow. Well, actually, at midnight tonight, I will kick it off. Here, I'm gonna put that up, Scott. We are kicking off a Cyber Monday sale, 1 day only. If you use the promo code 10GHOST, you will get 10% off of every item on the site. 10 Ghost. It is our Cyber Monday sale. That even includes 10% off of the handpicked Sage bundles that I have for sale. And it will only go for 24 hours. So let me see if I can pull up. Where's our shop? Our store little link there. If you can pull that up.
Let's see. Do we have it? Oh, yeah, right here. Got it.
So you can find us at store.supernatural.inc. So yeah, we've got, that is the Cyber Monday sale, 10% off everything on the site.
And that means you can go get one of these.
Yes.
Supernatural.
Our Inkbox. Yes. Our Inkbox S's are selling great. We also have Mads. Becky DM me after the show. We have our brand new Mads. RoboBox just came out.
Oh, really?
Yep. So definitely, Tracy, go check it out. Store.supernatural.inc. And we also have a little tab there that you can chat with customer service. And guess who customer service is? Me. So you'll actually get to chit chat with me. We don't outsource anything. You get to talk to somebody that actually knows what we're doing. So yeah, please check us out. And Carl, did you talk about the Paracon coming up?
Yes,
on
yes, I did.
Okay. Oh, I figured you would.
Yep.
Awesome. Yeah, join us for that. It's going to be a lot of great things. And I think Denise had said that she's trying to put a little spotlight on some veteran organizations as well during it.
One of the deals is you got to send us your information on those 2 veteran deals down there.
Yep.
And ours up here will be for the veteran mini homes in Kansas City.
Yep. And I will send you. I've got Veterans Haven of Honor stuff ready. I just got to get Semper Fi Barnes ready, but I will send that to you.
Yeah. That way we'll have it to put on all the shows those 2 days where people can donate or whatever they can do.
Let's see. Kimberly says, when you come out in February, Brandon, I will have a shopping list of stuff I'd like to have you bring to me that will buy sweetgrass, sage, Palo Santo. Okay, yeah, sure. No worries. You know how to get me. You got my number. So
where are they located at?
South Dakota.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So I would, and I guess I go ahead and say it. In October, Supernatural Inc. will be hosting one hell of an event. We're going to do an investigation in Deadwood, South Dakota. All proceeds will go to Sacred Mountain Retreat Center there in Deadwood, South Dakota, which is a week-long all-inclusive retreat for veterans and first responders.
Hey, Greg.
I happen to be a future mentor for this organization, and it does a lot for us vets. I am also a graduate, and it does a lot for us guys with PTSD. And yeah, it's a great organization. So be on the lookout for that. The official announcement will be in February, but I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys in on the little secret. And one last thing before we close it up, since it is the holiday seasons, I was thinking about doing some live meditation with you guys to help with stress and just everything that comes with the holiday seasons. If you guys are interested, hit the thumbs up or leave a comment. And if you are interested, we will work out something to where we do some good old live.
Would you like to do them during the daytime?
I can. I mean, that's usually when people are going to need it.
Yeah, we can do that. You just let me know, and we can set it up here on the StreamYard in a lot of locations there again.
Yeah, we'll definitely do that. And Carol, there it is. I was looking. That's what I kept looking because you always help me close the show. As Carol always says, remember to smile. I mean, my God, that's all we got left is it's just a smile. So I've already done my normal saying, so I don't know what I'm doing here, but I love you guys. If it wasn't for viewers like you, this gnome would still be working for Travelocity, and that job was just ridiculous. So let me see. Let's tell you who I got next Sunday. Next Sunday I will have. December 4th. We're gonna have Greg Koss on the show. He's
really Greg's going to be on. Awesome.
Yep, we're gonna have Greg Koss on the show. He is with Shadow Hunters and Metaphysical Crossing, so that's going to be a really, really good show. So I look forward to that. Hey Nathan, I'm gonna call you when I get done with this. I got to ask you something. So anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please don't forget that you can find me on YouTube now. I actually made a banner for that the other day.
You're on Brandon Cooper YouTube.
Yeah, but I changed it. I got it fixed.
You did.
Now you can find me at Shaman Sundays on YouTube.
Okay, so it's the same YouTube channel. You just changed the name on it.
Yeah, it's just going to show up Brandon Cooper on ours because that's the main one. So you can find me at Shaman Sundays on YouTube. As always, shamansundays@gmail.com. If you have any needs or wants, I will work with you directly to help you. You can find us at Supernatural Inc. Paranormal on Facebook. And believe it or not, I got a little Spotify going. You can follow me on Spotify and just look up Shaman Sundays Live with Brandon Cooper. Those will be available. All the shows will be available an hour after the live ends, roughly. I load them up, and everything is for free, folks. So again, thank you everyone for tuning in. I'm really excited about having Greg Koss on Sunday. And hey, tune in to the virtual Go Nowhere, sit at your house in your pajamas Paracon. It's going to be fun. It's going to be great. So, as always, thank you, Carl, for being my producer. You're amazing. I couldn't do this show without you, bud.
Hey, that's no problem. I'm glad we finally got to meet down there.
Yeah.
And decided put a show on here and everything. And man, it's been fantastic.
It has been great. Well, guys, keep an eye out for these live meditations coming out to you. So I'm going to say good night, everybody, and best energy coming out from me to you during this holiday season. All right, we will see you guys next Sunday. Love each and every one of you.